In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how we did $84,657 yesterday in our info coaching business and why that is not good. I'm going to go through the funnels we're currently running, which are different than before, what is working for us, what is not working for us, and some new that we are launching into next week. Last year, we did $30 million in cash collected in that same business, and I'm sharing on this channel what did work, what did not work, and what we're actively doing, as I'm doing today, all with the goal of finding top talent, opportunities, and network. And if the video lags for you during this, it's because you did not subscribe, comment, or like. All right, let's get into it. So, funnels we're running. VSL 1, splits galore. Low ticket 1, splits galore. And DTA 1, splits galore. All right, so let's walk through them. VSL 1, I go into these in crazy depth on the channel talking about these. But so essentially, the first is the main. This is how we did 70. The first 70 million is all through opt-in VSL app, book a call, technically routing if they're DQ'd or not, but just for the general gist, get on a sales call, close. Okay. Low ticket, in connection with this, we technically do route them if they are DQ'd and our calendars are full to low ticket, but we're running this direct right here as a low ticket Ascension model focus, okay? Not an AOV focus, not a front end profitable focus. The goal is to get them, I mean, obviously you want to get as profitable as you can on the front end or as break even as you can. But for us, right now, the goal is to get them on the phone with the setter and then get them on the phone with the closer and then close them, okay? So I'm going to go through some of those stats. And the new one we are launching, this is one you're going to see everywhere. Jeremy Haynes, again, shout out him. I watch all his stuff. It's great. He talks about this a lot, but basically DTA, direct to app, you can call it direct to VSL. It's going to be ads to a page that is a headline, a VSL, and then a apply button, and then sometimes testimonials and stuff. But essentially they can just apply direct there, so no gated for the opt-in, and then sometimes even making it so the application or the button to do that is available immediately. Some people do it after the CTA in the VSL, okay? We are testing it with the application available right there. So those are three. Splits on these, we're doing opt-in splits on the VSL to do, so like the very front end right here. We are doing low ticket splits like galore. I can't even go into that, but we're doing all types of stuff here to try and keep the net CPA on that low and try and find a steady state zone so we can scale into it, because that's the biggest thing on this. And then the DTA, we're just testing. And technically we're testing with three different VSLs and 3 different headlines, because we've never run this before directly. And this could be huge for us because we've never run this and we are thinking maybe we've been missing out. And I will be both excited and annoyed if this works for us really well, because we didn't do it for the last 70. We didn't do this direct, and we also didn't do setters for the last 70 million. So, whoops. So, what is working for us now? Also, this is going to be a quicker video. I'm still traveling. Sorry about the noise. If the video glitches, it's because I'm not at 2,500 subscribers and I don't have a new laptop yet as my funny reward. What is working? Cost per app and booking, and then how that equals out to volume. So, we're running it through here. I mean, technically it's coming through all of them, the bookings, and the apps are coming direct here and direct here. The low ticket technically does not have an application because it goes through a setter. They do have like a setter app on the end just to get more information for the person, but the math is working. So our costs, these are examples. If we're spending 10 grand a day, you have $500 call, qualified call, $500 cost per qualified call. You're only getting 20, spend the same amount of money. Very simple math here, but if you get them for $100, you get 100, right? So this is allowing us to fill calendars without needing to spend more. Obvious thing again, but like for a long time, sometimes that hasn't been the case, and we want to keep volume for the sales team, almost at the detriment of portions of the company or profit of the company, because we're trying to fill calendars. So this is really good for us to be matching the volume with the open spots, the availabilities, and the volume. Okay, branded search, for a long time this absolutely crushed for us, and we had like an 8x ROAS. Branded search is basically, for people who don't know real quick, is like just your brand name keywords. So company name, expert name, company name reviews, any phrase match, anything, and then sending them back to somewhere. Some people send it to the opt-in. I'm not a fan of that. I don't believe in that. Some people send it to your low ticket or other offerings. I also don't believe in that, especially when you're running a call funnel at scale. My thought is that it should go to more consumption. Basically meaning like, so consumption, testimonials, I think I'm glitching, sorry. Testimonials or the main homepage, how it works, stuff like that, just because somebody who has booked a call is then looking you up, or someone right before a call is looking you up, and to then put them in front of a gated thing where they need to opt in again, or try to sell them something that's low ticket when you really want them for your high ticket, is what it is. So for us, they tried these in-betweens and it wasn't working, and I didn't think it was going to work properly. And then now it is working, thankfully, and we're back in like the 6 range, I believe, ROAS, which this should just be like a 30 ROAS or whatever, 10 ROAS. So it's in the right direction, but it was like not working for us for a long time, so this is a win. Google AI, This is crazy shit. And I don't even know, a lot of people don't know like how this is working. So when someone searches something, Google now does its like AI answer for it. Ours will show like the program's 25 grand, the program's $30, the program's $29 a month. Like it'll just pull stuff from everywhere. It'll pull Reddit reviews of like it's a 16-week program that's 4 grand for this and this, which is like you look at the Reddit review or the Reddit thread and it has nothing to do with us. So I think we cleaned this finally. There's like a constant battle, but right now it's finally saying like, oh, you have to book and it's unique to you and it's custom and like go here and you can book a call. Everywhere I look, it's different, but like this is a win because I think we're understanding this. We got certain things taken down that were just removed that were not relevant to us, that were not about our brand or about us or factual information like 20K or 50, whatever the numbers. So this was a win, and then also then helps with branded search and helps with all those other things because it takes the clicks in that direction. They kind of like play one and one. The Ascension. So this is working really well for us. We had some pixel issues, and I'll get into that in this, but I hate that I'm talking about pixels and like showing how we do it, and then like they don't work for us, but like that's life in the trenches. The Ascension on this is working really well. So that is a mix of the setters. So the good net CPA is what we need to max in or lock in on before we can do more volume on this. And then going into the setters is crushing. We need more data around this. I'll get into that too. And then going to the sales call, but the Ascension rate is there. Okay, and like working really well for us, which is great because we should have done this years ago and we didn't. And I'm excited that it's now there. Show rates, LOL, because I'll get into that and not working. But show rates after the updates we made, I made a whole video on this, so you can go back and check. But our show rates were humming in the 60s, like mid 60s, with our setter ones being as high as 75, 80 on day. And that's still with them kind of like ramping and getting into it. So I think it's very good. And then setters, they're just crushing it. So we got an outbound director. First time we've actually hired one, like a good one. It's not true. We did hire one that then didn't quit his other job and then stayed with us, and we were both paying him salaries and things, and like it didn't work. So we were jaded. So for the first 70 million, we say we did not have setters when we did have one for like 2 months that didn't really do anything. Oops. But yeah, so our new outbound director is a sicko. He is crushing it. He is like an entrepreneur within it. Like he's doing very, very well for us. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, as he can see. And he's crushing it. The numbers are there. What's not working? CPA, which is important. So here I am talking about how our cost per app and booking is solid, but the percentage of what's backing out, the CPA is better. Let me say that first of all, because it was not good. It was very bad for like a minute there, like very bad. Now it is like manageable, but still not target, which is okay. And we can run with that. But it's like, again, we did 85 grand yesterday, which is like okay, but it's not good for 2 reasons. One, because the CPA still is not in alignment. So the cost to that is not great. It's fine, again, but it's not great. And then the other is today's Easter, which is kind of just like, I'm joking, happy Easter to anyone who celebrates. But today's Easter, which means today we're going to do like 10 grand because like no one's going to buy. Very, very limited people are going to book. There's super low calls. We're maxed out through today, already into tomorrow, which is good, but like the volumes. So we're going to do very little today. So if you average that across the 2 days, it's, 40 grand, 50 grand or something like that across 2 days, which is like not good. So kind of a joke there. It is good that we did this yesterday, but if you average it and where we've been for the month, still not where we need to be. Okay, CPA, Zoom and automation. Zoom went down last week. I talked about this in other videos, but that affected the time that it was down. Nobody could get on calls, so it like nuked the day. We had this major momentum, and then it nuked the day. Then it didn't generate them out, and then we still to this day are having issues. It's been almost a week, I think, or whatever day that was. It has had major repercussions. It has had carry-on tail events that are still hurting us because people's Zooms didn't integrate correctly with Calendly back, and then they didn't cross over, whatever. So it wasn't working. Then I'm going into there trying to figure it out, and I see that when we were in there, tech team, which I'm responsible for, these are me things, and I'm kind of responsible for it. I have a senior tech lead. We're changing things all the time. Like the focus is crazy. It's everywhere right now, but it's scattered, not everywhere in a good way. The pre-calls were off. So the initial texts were off that we send. So like all these dynamic, cool, whatever things are great until they're not. And which is like, if you turn them on in Calendly, they're on. If you try and do them custom and do this and then route this and AI and back and forth and whatever, and like one thing breaks, like you could have 2 days where you have no pre-calls that went out and your next 2 days are like 40% show rate. Like it's so stupid. So it frustrates me when that happens, and we've done it a couple times and we lose, upside of potentially 100, 150 grand, depending on how you look at it, on a given 1 to 3 day range. So not ideal. And the same thing with app not booked. We are having an issue with our blue sending platform where we're trying to send it during like actual allowed hours because people apply but don't book across like 24 hours, obviously. and it was like throttling weird, and they weren't sending. We had like an 80% error rate, so like none of the app now books are going out, but setters are hitting them, so whatever. Schedule versus purchase. Back to the pixel thing. We still are having an issue where we have never been able to optimize for schedule at scale ever. We do it for volume and it does back out, but at a lower percentage. So like while they are like ROAS positive, they're not at all anywhere near the purchase ones. But then when you run on purchase, we have these issues with these crazy cost pers on everything leading up to, like way high. But then they back out. So we've had every Facebook person in the world look at this on the agency side, on the services side, on the solo media buyer side, on Facebook itself side, or Meta, sorry, I should be saying. So we're talking about doing some dramatic things there. So I'll update you on that. Focus, marketing, sales, setters. So what I mean by that is like, we're doing all of these things. Everything has a split test. Everything has its own data, but then they all kind of conflict with each other and how they feed each other. A CMO is calling it the value vortex, and it is working. But working in this, like, it's backing out, yes, but like it's hard to track, the numbers and like what's in the pipeline and like who's building what, but then it needs to be launched. You have 3 VSLs that are in the queue because we wanted them all, but like now where do you test them and how long? So we're kind of doing all things at once right now, which I hate. I absolutely hate. It's like, let's get this and this like optimized. Let's see the exact percents. Now let's get this one 3% higher. Let's get this one 4% higher. But like we're kind of in the war zone right now, trying to get back to steady 100K plus days. So I feel it. And then sales and setters with the CPA, a big thing is like we're filling calendars, and I hate being like, oh, blame or this or that, but like we always say like opportunity lift. If we see something that's just like glaringly like not where it's supposed to be, like there's an opportunity lift available. It's in our sales setup. And then setters, what I meant by setters is the tracking. So I can't see their numbers perfectly because we are ramping them so hard. It's hard to like have them do the job and keep the data tracking. So that's kind of something we're actively managing. And then, yeah, on the marketing side, it's just like we're doing everything you can imagine. So trying to keep up with that. Shout out Ovens, if you know, you know. Holiday for call funnels, I just talked about that, but yeah, Sunday and any holiday. We didn't ramp down spend prior because it's hard to navigate around that, and so we're just biting it. But we didn't ramp down spend so we could stay into the week because it's very hard to scale up and down. And then funnel hackers, you guys, I don't care about sharing this. We don't care about sharing this stuff for you guys, but like, man, my data and the things I see and people apply, it's like I'm showing you the things. You don't have to funnel hack me. I'm already showing you pages and flows and things. So it's messing with my data, but it's not hurting the other parts. New, what we launched, Loom in a pre-call. So again, more Jeremy Haynes stuff. He's a rock star, and he talks about having them send like a pre-call or a post-booking pre-call style like selfie video from the sales rep. Our Alaware system we use does not allow for us to attach videos. It's a shit show. So we had everyone record a Loom. We dynamically inserted it, or we put it inside user properties in HubSpot, and then we're dynamically inserting it as the intro message to be like, hey, check out this video, like, so you can put a face to the name. So we're testing that to see what it does for show rates. Might nuke them, might help them, constantly doing stuff. Splits on splits on splits. Everything is freaking splitting right now. Not everything, but this is splitting. This is splitting. This is splitting. These are just brand new. We just ripped them brand new because we know they're going to do better. Or we know. You don't know. You never know. And then pixel shit, like I talked about. I feel like Mark when I say stuff like this. I'm outside in Arizona right now, and I was about to do this shirtless, so I could really be like Mark. More of the same, scaling, just doing the same, optimizing through. Backend stuff we're talking about, and I've talked about in other videos on how we're planning on increasing our LTV. We did 70 million basically 80%, 70%, whatever, through new, which is just like crazy behavior, and we have a recurring product. So for us to not be focused on product and recurring and other offers and ways to sell them is stupid. We probably left another, I don't even know, 50 million on the table, like dummies. So we're putting a big focus on that, and that will be launched here soon, and that'll only be on the back end. So that'll be a good focus. And then setters taking over confirming. Right now, we have a call center that is doing our call confirmations. So they call 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. As soon as someone books in a call and they confirm, hey, you do know this is Eastern time, you know this is Zoom, right? We're dealing with 40 to 60-year-old women and not as tech savvy. So it's nice to be like, hey, just touch point with them, make sure they understand Zoom. They should be in a quiet place, all that stuff. These calls are very short, and the call center is great. The stats show that it is like this crazy uptick when they are connected with and confirmed, but the call center is a call center. Let's just say that. So it is, I love the guys who run it. The girls who are there are great, who are actually doing the calls, but there is definitely a bit of an accent barrier that I don't think aligns fully with our customers, and also just like the scripting and how teachable they are is not super there. So our outbound director is like, oh no, we're absolutely going to take those over, because those calls should be 3 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever, longer than a 1.5 minute confirmation. So this could be a huge uptick. I know a lot of people in the sales space. You see Ravi, Avula, you see Cole Gordon, you see these guys talk about this a lot, where like they double book calendars, so your sales team can be like half the size, and then you can double book calendars based on like lead quality, confirmation versus not, put it on the system that it didn't confirm it unless they respond, like all these other like cool tactics that we have never done, which again is probably stupid as can be, because we have 30 sales reps when we could have 15 or something, like I don't know. And then or more so, it's not even about having the quantity of sales reps, it's about the quality of the calendar and like how full it is and the no-show rates. Because I'm happy to have 30 sales reps. We're happy to have 50 sales reps. Sales reps rock. But we just need the bookings to show and have a full calendar of qualified people that have been primed. And we've kind of definitely optimized more as like a volume play over time. And we're talking about reining that in. So this could be a big lift for us. That's all I got. Today's a different one, instead of like a teaching thing really, or I don't even like teaching. It's just sharing what I'm doing and what is working. None of these are ego. None of these are fluff. This is like, I just said we're like bleeding and trying to figure this out. So I have people in my DMs that are doing bigger numbers, which is amazing, and I love it, and I'm learning things like literally by the day. So please keep that coming. I put together a doc. I can't figure out something on ClickFunnels, so I have to have www right now, and I'm not looking to fix it. But I put together a doc of all the videos so far. Yesterday's stats, I already talked about the rev yesterday, or cash collected, not rev. So I can't believe I just said that. And high ticket, 9 buyers, which is low. That's what I was saying. Nine is low for us with the amount of calls. That should be 12 to 15 when we're like crushing it. So like 12 is the accurate number. Low ticket buyers, 60. We're scaling this back up because the numbers are backing out. We want to confirm they're backing out. Now we just need to hold in that CPA. 85 Gs. I'm not going to sleep properly until we're steady state over 100. So that's what I got, guys. Subscribe. 2,500, I can get new laptops, so this stuff starts glitching. It's a joke around here. Comment any topic ideas. I'm doing a lot of stuff on X right now, Instagram kind of, and then mainly here at X. So yeah, like this. If this was helpful, DM me if you think I'm doing something stupid and I should be doing something different, because that happens on the daily, and I will talk to you guys soon.